In this video, I'm making the longwood click pen. I have a poison ivy blank on the lathe here. Poison ivy is a really cool wood. The grain is super cool. The longwood click pen, it has a longer barrel. You can see it's pretty long. I needed an extra long drill bit to drill the hole, but it's all dried and ready to turn on the lathe. I converted this lathe to a variable speed with an old treadmill motor. The system has just been working great for me. Some of the colors in this grain are super cool. Those are totally natural. Got it a little bit closer to the bushings, and I mean, yeah, the colors and the grain flow in this is really cool. It's like a yellowish here, then there's a little bit of red, and then it kind of gets like blackish gray back here. This is really cool. Right here in the back where there's some knots, I can feel that it's harder, but that is some really cool grain right there. It's just going crazy. This is going to be super cool when we sand it down. Next step is sanding, and yeah, that's super cool there. I really like the knots. It adds a lot of character. Got some knots there. We got a few up here and then one up here. I'll probably need to fill that in with a little bit of CA glue, but this is looking really nice. To start the sanding process, I'm going to remove the tailstock. I'm going to start the sanding process with 180 sandpaper. Alright, that is looking super cool. Wow, that's amazing. I'm just going to take it down to the bushings with the 180 just to really fine tune the shape. And with sandpaper, there's going to be no tear out. So if there was little bits of tear out, that's all going to be gone when I'm done sanding. Alright, it's just about right down to the bushings. I left a little bit more because the 400 grit will remove a little bit, and I don't want to start going below the bushings. A lot of that color and vibrancy in the wood is starting to come out after sanding it with 400, and then I'll probably go up to 600 and 1200. I'm doing a little bit of hand sanding, just because it's a little bit off center right there. It's just barely sticking up, and I just need to take the slightest bit of material. That's a 600 grit finish, and I'm going to take it up to 1200. It's actually super smooth even without finish on the wood. I think it's because of the stabilization process. This is super cool. This blank has been stabilized, which means it's been put into like a acrylic bath, and then a vacuum is pulled and it replaces all the pockets, all the cracks in the wood with acrylic. Now, of course, there's still going to be little pockets like that where it can't reach, where there's going to be cracks, but that filled with the sawdust In order for me to do a proper CA finish, I need to clear that out. I've tried it before, and it doesn't go away. It just kind of stays there, and it doesn't look good. I'm just going to use a lacquer finish. It just takes less time with the rag, and this is already stabilized. I could go ahead and almost assemble this without any finish on it, but I really think the finish will make it pop. I've got about 6 coats of lacquer on here now, and I'm very happy with the selection of wood with a longer brass tube like this. It really looks nice. It shows off all the grain pattern. Now that the finish is all dry, I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Take off the tailstock. We'll remove the wood barrel. It's really cool. Now I will press the tip of the pen onto one end of the barrel. Now with the tip on the pen, this will actually unscrew, and that's how you'll replace your cartridge. Here's the rest of the pieces, the pocket clip. I'll go ahead and slide that onto the click mechanism. And this is the cap assembly tool that will slide over the top of the click mechanism. So this tool slides right over the top, just like that. Now we'll slide this in place. You want to position the clip where you want it. Just about right there is where I want it. So the vise is too small for this to fit in there to press the back piece on. I guess that's one reason why this is called the Longwood click pen. So I'll have to find some other way to press it on. Now I'm actually just going to use the drill press. I've seen people do it before, and it is working. Alright, there it is. Everything is pressed together. And there's the pen. Let's go ahead and put our refill cartridge in and see how well it works. Here's the refill that came with the pen. I'm actually not going to use the one that came with the pen. It's a ballpoint. I really like how well these gel pens write. I like to change those out with these. Oops, it goes on this way. And then let's go ahead and drop it in. Put the cap on. Okay. So here's the finished pen, and it looks great. The grain is so cool. Like there's a knot there, and that kind of makes the grain bend, and it goes down here with some other knots there. It's really a cool piece of wood. Different color variations. It's like a gray over here with some reddish, and then over here it's yellowish reddish. It's really cool. The click mechanism is a little rough. It's fine, really. It's just a little stiff. But I'm comparing it to like the normal click pens you buy at the store, but I kind of like the heavier click to it. It feels nice.